Welcome, everybody, to another episode of On the Range podcast with War HOGG Tactical and Kelley Defense. Today is August 31st. How's it going today, Rick?
Man, it's going great, Mark. Always good to have you as my co-host, and just want to thank everybody out there for tuning in, whether you're listening or viewing, man, giving us your most precious commodity, your time. So greatly appreciate it. Don't forget, guys, do us a huge favor. Share this with your friends, share it with your family. Go get one of those skywriting planes and doodle it up in the sky at the beach or whatever, on the Range podcast. But please go hit the subscribe button, hit the like, hit the rating, review, give us a thumbs up emoji, give us something to help beat this crazy algorithm we've got to deal with and get better reach out there. So once again, guys, thank you for your time. Appreciate it. And pass the word.
Yeah, man, wherever you're at today, thank you for making us part of it. And also, don't forget to do us a favor and do yourself a favor and go check out the Patreon page, patreon.com/On the Range podcast. Tons of free information and content there, but the good stuff is in being a member. And we have a great crew right now. We have Zoom calls, personal interaction with Rick and I, training tips. You have exclusive access to a lot of the audio shows and some of the video shows that are not going to be released to the public. And you also have early access and behind the scenes stuff like vlogs and things like that. It's a lot of fun. And there's a lot of good no BS training in there as well. A lot of the stuff that Rick has released in the past, as well as myself, are on there. So go check it out. Again, let your friends know. Go to patreon.com/On the Range podcast and check it out. And I'm pretty sure we're really getting a handle on that. We really ramped up the content, and the content is it's been really, really good. So really happy with it. It's getting better. Today's episode is brought to you by True Classic Tees. Go visit trueclassictees.com. It's our go-to shirt. Rick and I are t-shirt guys. They are soft. They have a great fit. They're snug around the shoulders without being restrictive, and they're loose in the middle without looking baggy. Tons of great colors, V-neck, crew neck, whatever you want. They also have other clothing items. Just a great company. They also do some outreach with veterans for supplying shelters for veterans who need them. And just a great company. We're really proud to be partners with them. And I know Rick is doing some work with his T-shirts, throwing on some War HOGG logos. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Mine's already, so mine are in the queue right now. Again, dealing with the silk screener. You got to look at it. Hey, we got min quantities, right? So it's not like he's going to ram it right to the front, but yeah, mine are down there in the queue waiting to get tuned up. And then, oh, by the way, we're going to do a couple tweaks to our shirts. So yeah, it's going to be good. And I'm glad to have True Classic Tees, man, to kind of start that whole process with. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, man, they're great. My wife loves the way I look at them, and I know your lady friends will as well. So go check them out. trueclassictees.com. So, Rick, we've talked about these stories a lot. A lot of it is based around this cancel culture, and it's a thing. It's out there, and we're starting to see what we always thought was going to happen. And there's one story in particular we want to talk about. But what's your point of realization when this started happening, that it's only a matter of time before these guys start turning on their own? When do you think that was for you?
As soon as it happened.
Really?
I mean, come on, man. I hate to say it. You're teaching people to be weak. Oh, you hurt my feelings. Pull this, cancel that, change this. Come on, dude. Get some thick skin. Get in the game of life. You know what? You're going to get bloodied. You're going to, skin your knee. You're going to have dramas, right? That's life. I care less if you're soft and somebody's words hurt you, or you're offended. So think about this, right? And it goes back to, people can chuckle. When we were kids, the old, names was a whole
Sticks and stones. Yeah,
sticks
man.
and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me, right? So think about it. We were teaching our kids, or even us, I guess, because we were doing it. You were teaching self-confidence, right? It's like, hey, man, cool. Yeah. Sticks and stones will break my bones. That's a bold statement. That's true. Yep. But names will never hurt me. Where'd we lose that? We've lost so much. We've lost so much in this country, man. And that's really the sad part. So as soon as that came out, I was like, really, dude? I said, so at what point you can't say a word without offending somebody? It's going to be just a matter of time before this whole thing just envelops whoever.
Yeah.
So I would hope but I'm not as eh, I'm not as promised as I think that this will turn things around for society, right? Because once we start going down these societal roads, it's like we never make a U-turn back or change direction. It just
Yeah,
gets
and
worse
even
and
if
worse.
you do, you don't make it all the way back to where you were. I
No,
totally agree with that. Yeah, you
yeah,
lose something every time.
every time.
Yeah,
So now we've gone down a road. Let's think about it. Even when my kids were playing sports, well, everyone gets a trophy. Okay, cool. But hey, man, when I was coaching that stuff, guys, check it out. We lost, and here's why we lost. Because if you're not instilling the next generation, i.e., our kids, how to be better, self improvement. So it goes back to the same thing we talk about. This whole 1% better every day. Come on, man. If you're not teaching your kids that, you're basically teaching them, hey, it's okay to be a loser. No,
yeah,
it's not. No. The game of life has two columns. It's got a W on one side and it's got an L on the other.
yeah,
Okay. It's that cut and dry.
yeah.
It's
It
not
really is.
it yeah. But now we want to go, it's okay. You're all right. No. Because if you sit there and go, yeah, we lost the game. Ah, we'll lose tomorrow. We'll lose. Dude, at what point do you instill any type of greatness into these kids? You don't. You instill, and I think this is why you kind of look at the millennials. Why do these millennials jump from job to job to job? I don't think, it's like, hey man, whatever. They don't have any skin in the game. So it's
Yeah,
like, come on. And it's all self-taught. So the problem is with the whole, cancel culture, as soon as that thing happened, I'm like, really?
yeah,
Uh, because at what point do you stop everything? Because something's going to offend somebody, right?
yeah,
Get over it.
yeah. And
So,
I think when the comics, comedy is one of those things that words are supposed to hurt a little bit because it is funny. When you laugh
mhm,
at yourself and people poke fun at
yeah,
certain things, it does hurt a little bit because it is so true. That's what makes
mhm,
it funny. But
mhm,
now, we have people losing jobs. They're not hosting the Emmys or the Oscars because they said a joke 10 years ago. And
yep,
by the way, the folks that they replaced him with weren't even half the talent with the
no,
person that they canceled. It's ridiculous. And now it's getting to the point where if you say something that you're trying to actually help somebody,
mhm,
and I don't even, tough love was a big thing back then. Here's a little tough love. And basically what that means is you're about ready to get a whole big spoonful of the truth.
mhm,
So now the truth is offensive. So if I'm trying to help somebody, say, hey, look, buddy, I'm worried about you. You need to get fit. You need to get
mhm,
fit. We're not getting any younger. Take care of yourself. That is might be offended. They might be offended and get mad at me,
sure.
but I'm trying to help them. And I'm probably one of the only people that are telling them the truth. And yet
But
they want to cancel people for doing things just like that.
right, but think about it, brother, right? Here's the thing. If I've got to tell you, hey, Mark, check it out, bud. You're getting a little pudgy there. You might need to go work out. Really? Dude, where's the self-discipline, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there comes a point, and I get it. Everyone's got their roller coasters of life, right? You might put on a couple pounds, cool. But
Yeah.
when you get to that certain point, man, and it's not 300 pounds over, your ideal weight to go, oh, I got a problem. No, dude. But that's part of the problem is there's got to be that self-discipline. So if you're going to sit there and look at people's history and go, oh my God, he said this 10 years ago. Wow. Again, it goes back to our prior episode, right? It's this whole attack on the first. You
Hmm.
can't say what you want. Here's the thing. I'm not being um, slanderous. I'm entitled to my opinion. I can even say, I can even use a person's name if it's factual, if I know the deal. But if I just speak a generality, hey, I don't like X. There's nothing. Okay, here's mine. I don't like big tech. Right? Did I say anybody specific? Nope. I just generalized them all. Said, hey, I don't like big tech.
Yeah.
That's my right as an American. Right? So if a company's going to sit there, pull up this podcast, and 10 years ago, Rick, you're gone. Well, number one, I work for myself, so beat it. I don't care.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the point being is, where do you draw the line? And it's an attack on the first. And when you look at it, replace them with somebody half the talent, probably replace them with a yes man.
Yeah.
So there's probably some friction, or somebody stood up, and then next, it's, hey, we'll just get rid of you. So
Yeah.
it's a dangerous road, my friend. And
Yeah.
it,
Well,
oh,
it was weaponized really quickly. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it was weaponized and then started to be used for nefarious reasons, not because they're trying to make the world a better place. It's being weaponized because they don't like this particular person because they want to replace them with someone else.
Sure.
And it didn't take long before people who were on the same side of the cancel culture, maybe they weren't down with it as many as some, but they were on the same side and they
Mm-hmm.
start getting hit with it.
Yeah.
And the perfect example was, I don't watch it now. I do know people that watch it. The Bachelor,
Mm-hmm.
this young lady, for all intents and purposes, the Bachelor and this lady who was chosen, great young people, great young people. And the host were all involved in one of these incidents where they wanted to cancel her. Someone dug up a photo where she went to an antebellum style party when she was young. I think she was 17.
Mm-hmm.
A child. She's a kid. And nothing really horrible was going on, but she was dressed in a period dress. Kind of looked like Scarlet from Gone with the Wind kind of a thing. And there was a picture. And next thing you know, she's a racist. Absolutely ridiculous. So the Bachelor, this young man, stood up for her, quickly backed up because he got attacked then.
Yeah.
And then the host stood up for her, says, hey, can't we cut a little bit of slack for someone who did something that was not ill intended and at the time was a teenager? Gone, off the show. So the only host that this show has ever had, and probably one of the best things about the show was the host, gone.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. No one's out of reach when you are in the spotlight like that and you're on that side. And
Well,
like you said, you give them that power and they use it.
sure. But here's the thing. It boils down to this, right? Those people all work for somebody.
Yep.
And here's the bottom line. I am an entrepreneur. I work for me. Yes, I have business partners, right? And again, you align yourself with people with the same thought process, same values as you, because again, you want your businesses to grow together. So here's the thing. Am I worried about culture cancel? I can talk. Cancel culture? Get all my words switched around here. I'm not, because I don't care. Here's the bottom line. I am a veteran that, put blood, sweat, and tears into this country, and I am going to enjoy my freedoms 100%. And oh, by the way, because of those that have actually paid the ultimate sacrifice for these freedoms, everyone should enjoy these freedoms, right? These freedoms are paid in blood. And for these people to arbitrarily go, oh no, you hurt my feelings or you did this. Okay. Last time I checked, maybe I've lost my mind, but we're we're innocent until proven guilty, right? So this whole due process of things, man, we are just absolutely, as a society, losing our ever loving mind. And it's like, guys, smell the air. There's this magical book called the Constitution. I recommend open it up, read it. It's not that long of a read. Trust me, you can knock it out fairly quickly. Pretty layman terms, and tells you some amazing things that you probably don't even realize. But I'm so over, this whole hurting my feelings. Oh, you did this. Telling old girl she's a racist for something she did,
As a
like you said,
kid.
as a kid, not even knowing, so it's like, stop, people. So I would just say this, right? This is kind of my Rick's advice for the viewers, listeners out there. Hey man, if you got kids, I pray to God, man, you're instilling good values into those kids. Go back to the old, hey man, sticks and stones may break your bones, but names will never hurt you. There's another one, something that names bounce off of me or stick to you, or I'm rubber and you're glue, or I'll dig that stuff. Go dig that stuff back up, guys. Right? Real, honestly, and teach your kids some self-confidence. Teach your kids to be good Americans. You want to read a bedtime story? Let's go pull out the Constitution, and just pick one and read it to them, man. Just talk to them about it. Let these guys know, hey, man, we live in the greatest country in the world. Yet, man, when you take a step back, it's embarrassing, man. We look
Yeah.
like a bunch of Sallys,
Yeah.
bunch of weak sauce. You look at your average, if you want to say men nowadays, it's like, hey, dude, what side of the fence you're riding? Come on, man, sit there and get yourself to the gym, man. Get you some protein in there, get some muscles on your bones, and just be a good American, good person. So
Yeah.
it's the staple we've talked about. It's really that easy. Quit letting your feelings get hurt. Get some self-confidence.
Yeah.
So
And the funny thing about it is nobody's perfect, and
nope.
nobody is ever not going to say something
Mhm.
that's going to fall in the line of fire when it comes to these cancel culture folks.
Yeah.
And it happens all of the time, you know. So the one of the reasons why we kind of picked up on this topic was the big controversy that had been going on at ESPN for the last
Mhm.
couple months, several months now, if you think about it. It's
Yep.
been kind of going on. The commentator, sports commentator, Rachel Nichols, she's a video journalist, been with ESPN a long time, who, by the way, I think was fantastic at what she did. Very good at what she did. Big on the NBA. Ended up getting her own show called Jump, and did a great job. Always had the All-Star game. Maria Taylor, another great journalist, video journalist, was always doing the sideline stuff. Did a lot of the NFL, and then was also, in the side court of or courtside in the NBA. Well, Rachel Nichols was on a Zoom call. Ended up hanging up, but didn't hang up, and really didn't say anything that wasn't true. And I'm not going to go into it because I don't know
Yeah.
exactly. I could pull it up and quote it, but you can go look at the article. She ended up, and this is a private phone call. This is a private phone call between her and somebody else. It got captured and saved, and an
Mhm.
employee at ESPN sent it to the Maria Taylor because it wasn't something negative directly about her, but along the lines is Maria Taylor ended up getting the All-Star game, and Rachel Nichols did. And Rachel Nichols did not like it. Traditionally, she had been. It was in her contract, as a matter of fact. And she said that, hey, you want to, catch up, and ESPN, she's talking about, you want to catch up, get with the times. That's great. Just don't do it with my job. Is the bottom line is what she was saying. And it didn't sound super nice, but it really wasn't nothing that bad. Well, they held on to that. This employee and Maria Taylor held on to it until it was contract negotiation time for Maria Taylor. And that's the way all these things seem to happen, right? They don't
Yep.
really come out until, just like with The Bachelor. That picture
Mhm.
didn't come out that they probably had for the last 20 years or 15 years, but it came out when she got picked by The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Right? Now it
Yeah.
comes out. This, I think, was over a year old, ended up coming out right when Maria Taylor was going to negotiate her contract.
Mhm.
And lo and behold, this comes out. Well, first of all, it's a private conversation. I think that Rachel Nichols has a serious lawsuit in her corner, in her pocket, if she wants to throw it down.
Yeah.
But that's how quickly it happens. Now she's gone. So this past week, she ended up getting fired. She is no more. They pulled her off her show. And basically she's still under contract, but she's done. They're not going to put her on air. It's just a big mess. And in my opinion, as far as ESPN goes, her career is over. Now, how she gets out of that contract, what happens, I don't know. I'll be keeping a close eye on it because it's very interesting to me.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's how basically what went down. And she was on the side of this whole cancel culture thing.
Mhm.
And now she's gone, man.
Yeah.
Gone.
And here's the thing, Mark, you're a better man than me, right? Because I don't keep up with half of this garbage because honestly, I'm tired of it, man.
Yeah. It's rough.
It's dude, it's absolutely exhausting to sit there
It's
and just
exhausting.
watch our country just fade away, right? So there's always been backstabbing. There's always been job jockeying. There's always been people putting
Sure.
stuff in their back pocket. Look at politics, right? Politics,
Oh, it's a
shocking,
dirty game, man.
dirty, right? But all this politics is rolling into life itself, right? How do you magically, oh, let me find this dirt that, happened to you 5 years ago? Who's
Yeah.
digging? Why? What's everyone's hidden agenda? So
Oh, and I
I
think
just
that's a great point. I think they always have a hidden agenda.
100%.
This person's an influencer. A lot of people listen to him, so I'm going to cancel that person because I don't like what they say. It's counter to my point. That's really
Yeah,
what it boils down to.
totally.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, here's the beauty, right? Be a podcaster, get your word
Yeah.
out that way. Go be an entrepreneur. But it, the bottom line is this, man, is if you sit there and watch the news, and I'm going to hit on one topic here real quick, because I think it plays right into not so much culture, cancel culture. I can get my
Yeah.
words right here. But it just goes into the whole misinformation, just how one thing can get so blown out of proportion. So you saw that picture of those kennels over in Cobble next to that
I did.
Black Hawk,
I
and
did.
dude, my phone starts blowing up, and I get it, people, right? Here's the bottom line. And again, I'm not trying to bust anybody, but it's like, check this out. Big deep breath. Because I looked at it as well. And when you look at it, first at face value, without taking all the information in, you go, wow, what's up with this? But then again, you got to sign it. There's some telltale signs that say these are not military working dogs. Telltale sign number one, typically our military working dog kennels have military working dog spray painted somewhere on there. Number two, if you look at the water bottles that were there kind of as a sizing gauge, these were all small kennels. If you've ever flown with your dog, you could have a little food and water bowl on the doors, which all of these did. Typically, you put that into a working dog's kennel, and you know what? It winds up just being a chew toy. Doors were zip tied, so there's some telltale signs, but everyone's like, oh my God, we left dogs. Oh my God, what are we doing? What are we doing? And, with all this misinformation, I think it finally came out that, you've got the Cobble Small Animal Rescue. It was their dogs. They were trying to evacuate or do whatever, or find homes, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But my point being is, it's like, people stop. One person says this. I could sit there and say something, and it's going to spread like wildfire. Be like, what do you mean? It's like, come on, man. Look at the facts. And people, it goes right back. We've kind of said this before. People don't do their research. People rely on the magic box for the information, or people are blowing up my phone. And I get it. I don't mind per se, but it's like, I said straight up, hey, man, a lot of misinformation. Don't have all the facts.
Yeah.
Boom. There you go. But I said, according to me, doesn't look like military working dogs,
Yeah.
And for the quick 2 second I told you, it's like, come on, man. So,
And I do believe that a lot of this, the one actress who was kicked off of the Star Wars show, The Mandalorian, the UFC fighter, because of a post that she made. I think a lot of people start to see those type of things when what she said really was more true than anything else, and they're trying to cancel folks for it. She lost her job.
yeah.
And people are starting to realize how this is ridiculous.
But brother, here's the thing, right? Where do you draw the line? Look at the First Amendment. I have the freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Okay. I can say whatever I want. Granted, I can't slander people and some other things, right? I got it. But I'm entitled to my opinion. So why are we trying to restrict people's communication? And I'm telling you, man, it's just a big, massive agenda that whoever the puppet master is pulling the strings, it's like, well, if we take their tongues, boom, we stop stuff. Well, sorry, dude. I know exactly. And we've had this conversation before. It goes back when you look at the founding fathers. Again, these men were absolute geniuses. And I've always sat there and, for the longest time up until here recently, I was like, why is the second not the first and the first not the second? Now I know why. You've got to have that speech, man. You've got to. That is critical. And these guys were spot on, and then you sit there and go, out of all of the amendments, why is the second the only one that states shall not be infringed? Oh, because people forget that one. We totally look past that because it's towards the end, right? Why didn't they put that in all of them? So, I mean, these guys were absolute geniuses. And I would just ask, for my American viewers, listeners out there, hey, man, take a pause point, big, deep breath, get your history lesson, kind of know what's going on, know what your rights are, and then stand up for what you believe in. Don't let society roll you over. Be your own person, draw your own conclusions, and educate yourself. And that's what it boils down to. And I don't care what the government is pushing for their agenda. Maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong. I don't agree with a lot of things. You know, we can get into the whole Afghanistan thing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get into all the details. But shockingly, if we were to pull the playbook out in 1975 and pull out of Vietnam, I guess we didn't look at that. But that's kind of my point. If we don't look at our history or don't learn from our history. I
Yeah.
mean, think about this. If you're an entrepreneur or a small business owner and you're making the same repeated mistakes, dude, you're out of business. You know?
And you make a great point about that. It covers, it's not just that someone may say something that they don't like and it has to be based on race or gender or whatever, or body shaming. It doesn't have to be, that type of circumstance. I did a episode on the Vantage Point, and one of my points was that when the previous administration was in office,
Mhm.
every time he had an extra scoop of ice cream and everybody else at the table only had one, there was a leak. Every time. If he was rude on a phone call with another head of state, there was a leak. And with this administration, zero leaks. As a matter of fact, these guys are willing to fall on the sword and ruin their career, or at least bow out gracefully, than stand up and say, concerning the pullout, hey man, we told him this, he was told this, and he ignored it. Nothing like that came out.
Yeah.
Nothing, because of this. It's this cancel culture. They know if they don't toe the line, they are freaking gone, man. And some of these people just aren't strong enough to do it.
Dude, I'd rather leave with my pride.
Oh my God.
It's like, come on, man. So if you're going to sell your soul to the devil, for what? No way, dude.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, you think about this, and I taught my kids this at a very young age. Your word's bond. You know, you should be able to sit there and do a handshake deal. Go, yep, you agree to this, I agree to that. Cool, done. But that's not the way things are nowadays.
No, it's dangerous. It's dangerous because of that, things just like that. Just like that.
So, you know, or here's the other classic. Oh, I've got a meeting to go to. Or oh, what time it is. Come on, dude. No way. But getting sidebarred from all that stuff. The only thing, you know, on our end is just try to get those that are out there, those that are listening, those that are watching. If you're a parent, teach your kids, give them those good values. If you're an individual, you know, get that self-confidence in there and try to be the best person you can, get educated. You mentioned body shaming earlier. I'm going to claim ignorance. Is that if I tell somebody they're fat, is that body shaming?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like if you're overweight, you're overweight.
Yeah.
That's a fact, you know, because think about it. Back in school, you know, the little fat kids get teased all the time. But again, it's a fact. So I don't see. This is where Rick gets confused, and maybe.
Well,
Rick
I think there's a difference between being cruel and there's a difference between trying to be honest and help somebody. And I can't remember the guy's name. He was a former drill sergeant, and he went on a TV show, and they had him on a show, and he went on there and he took a beating. But his point was, well, they're like, well, you're body shaming. Maybe she's happy the way she is. And he said, I believe that I am the only one in this room who actually cares what happens to this person, because I want her to live a full life.
Yeah.
I'm not going to enable by saying it's okay, because I'm concerned for her. And there was a pause point there where it was so obvious what he was trying to do and that he was sincere about that, but he was taking a beating. He's probably right. He's probably the only one that truly was trying to help.
Yeah, because look at it. This day and age, I think, and don't quote me on the numbers, but I think it's 65% of Americans are overweight. Maybe it's 75%. It's one of those. It's very high up there, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, why?
Yeah.
And again, we're kind of getting off topic a little bit, but it falls right in line with it, right? Self-discipline. So if I'm going to sit there and jam 20 burgers down my neck or suck down umpteen liters of Coke, which is offering me zero nutrition value. Now, I got it. I'm a realist. Cool, dude. You want a Coke once in a while? Sure, absolutely. But you look at some of these people, man, sucking down liters at a time. Why? Where's that getting you? Nowhere.
Yeah.
Eating more, sugar than you can shake a stick at. It's like, dude, get some basic nutrition class. And the fact is, facts are the facts, right? And this kind of goes back to this whole cancel culture topic that we're kind of on anyway. Facts are facts. It is what it is. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who you're working for, what you're doing. You should be able to state facts are the facts. Hey, check it out. Coca-Cola, due to, I don't care whether you're diet, zero, whatever other flavors they've got, it's not healthy for you, right? That's a fact. You're sucking up more sugar. But if somebody sit there and go, well, Coca-Cola is never going to give you a job. Well, okay, dude. But it's factual,
Yeah.
So you're going off of the taste that people drink it up. Yep. But God knows how much that goes out. But it's rubbish for you, man.
Well, there was a host or a guest on Joe Rogan's show once. It was a young lady who, she was a scientist, and she worked in a lab and did all kinds of stuff. And she was the premise of her being a guest was that not only was this type of attitude in the hard sciences, but it was actually keeping people from having to debate and slowing discovery.
Mhm.
So think about that, because you don't want to say something that's going against what everybody else has been saying for a certain amount of time, and you've proven that wrong, and it could cure cancer.
Mhm.
And you're afraid to say it, or people just shut you down and cancel you. You're never going to hear that. And
Well,
you could
you
really be
find
slowing progress.
yeah, you find the cure for cancer, and trust me, Big Pharma is going to scoop you up and get those secrets because they want
Yeah.
that money.
Yeah, but if you're never going to
Well,
be heard, then it might not
yeah,
happen. Just out of humanitarian side of the house.
no, dude, 100. But there's so many. But we're on so many different things, man. At the end of the day, there's so many backdoor dealings, right? And there's so much people that greed is out of control, and it's just
Yeah, and they use that cancel culture and that free speech thing against them so that they
what
can gain. It's ridiculous.
exactly.
It's
That's all it
ridiculous.
is.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, brother. Right? I think here's the way we end up or rewind, kind of wrap this up, right? Because we'll be a dog chasing his tail. Just be
Oh,
a
yeah.
good person, man.
Yeah,
We've
I
said this
know.
time and time again.
Yeah,
Uh,
don't be a
it-
weenie.
that's it, man. It's that easy. Life is
God.
this. Just be a good person, man.
Yeah.
And you know what? All this rubbish will go away.
Yeah, and I wish nothing but the best for both of those video anchors, because I tell you, they did a good job, and it's too bad they got tied up in this and trying to feel like they had to do that. And you know what? Sometimes what you do comes back, and karma's something, man.
You
And I
you
hate to
reap,
see it, because both of them are really good at what they do,
yeah,
and man, what a mess.
but you reap what you sow, man.
I
It's
know.
just a matter of time. It might not
I know.
happen today. It might not be tomorrow. But
Yeah.
man, you least
It's
expect it.
it's
Bam.
tough. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So, you know who else is a good partner of ours? Is Killcliff. So go to
boom.
killcliff.com. Check out the Killcliff Cult Club. It's a rewards point system. Go sign up for that. The more you talk about it, the more you earn. Now, Killcliff, they support us a lot. We
Mhm.
love their product. It's good, clean energy with ingredients that do not suck. 25 milligrams of good, clean green tea.
And
Unbelievable flavors.
yeah, the 25's in the recovery. The 150
Yes, is in the Ignite. Yeah,
is in the Ignite. Yep.
yeah.
Don't
It's
forget your
unbelievable stuff.
yeah, don't forget your CBD.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, by the way, no none of that sugar garbage in there.
Yeah. Killcliff.com. Go check them out. Use the promo code OTR15. Save yourself a boatload of cash.
Mhm.
They also support the Navy SEAL Foundation.
Yep.
Good friends of On the Range podcast. Love those guys.
Yeah, buddy.
So, all right, buddy. Well, this is episode number 99. Episode number 99.
Yep.
We have a special episode coming out for episode 100.
Boom.
With the magic of television, as they used to say. It's already been in production, and that's going to be released here in the next few days. So keep your ears out, and make sure you check that out.
Yeah, so I'm going to date myself. It's going to be released in color vision.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And lastly, guys, one more time, go check out the Patreon page. go to patreon.com/on the range podcast. Sign up for one of the tier levels. Now you get different things with different packages, but the all access, it's only $15. It's only $15 and you get everything. You get the whole ball of wax, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
So go check that out. And, I wish there was a way we could offer it for a free trial membership, but to be honest with you, I am not that savvy. Not in the least am I that savvy. But yeah.
As we start ramping up our production level, you never know. We might stumble across something to figure out, or somebody might drop us a tip. So,
yeah.
And again, we're always open to suggestions. So,
oh yeah. So anyway, guys, make sure you go down below, leave a comment. Don't leave any of those eggplant emojis. They won't let you do it, according to Rick. If you're listening
that's what the guys at Working Dog.
That.
So Working Dog Radio said that, because I'd made the mention, hey, leave us a, just leave us a thumbs up emoji, and he tried to put in the eggplant and wouldn't let him. It's like,
yeah, I have to test that out.
I appreciate the effort, guys.
Yeah.
So I think he just typed in eggplant. I was like,
yeah. Oh, words, eggplant. That's offensive. So
yeah. Oh, yeah. Those sticks and stones got me.
Well, another one in the books, buddy. It was a lot of fun, and like I said, guys, be on the lookout for that 100th episode.
It's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be a good one. All right, Rick. Take care, pal.
You too, bud.
See you, everybody.